By the end of this story, everything would change. I found myself running for my life through someone else's backyard, leaping fences like a maniac, and then sprinting down unfamiliar streets until I finally reached a 24-hour convenience store. I stood there in front of the security camera, heart pounding, trying to catch my breath. But first, let me tell you how it all started. We went to our usual spot, a bar downtown where we'd been for years. The place was bustling with people, music thumping and laughter echoing off the walls. After a few drinks, we met her. She approached us, her presence captivating. Her hair. It was this vibrant, electric red that seemed almost unnatural under the neon lights. We talked, laughed, and she bought another round of drinks for all of us. It felt like she'd been waiting to meet us, or maybe I just wanted to believe that. By the time we left the bar, my friend was clearly tipsy, but it didn't stop her from insisting on buying yet another drink at a club nearby. The night wore on, and eventually, one thing led to another. She suggested we check out this cool place she knew, an old house not far from where we were. It sounded intriguing enough for us to agree, especially since she offered to call a cab for my friend and pay the fare herself. When we arrived at the house, it seemed like the perfect spot for a nightcap under the stars. The backyard was illuminated by soft fairy lights strung across the trees, casting an enchanting glow over everything. She led us inside, her bright red hair bouncing with every step she took. I remember thinking how vivid and unnatural that color looked, but as we stepped into the living room, something felt off. It wasn't just the dark ambiance of the place, it was the way she acted around me, almost too friendly. Later on, when we were all tipsy from the drinks she insisted on buying us, she suggested a game. "Let's play a little drinking game," she said with a mischievous grin. We played until my friend could barely stand and I felt like I was swimming through a sea of alcohol. Suddenly, she proposed another round and led me to her room. That's when everything changed. "Hey, where you going?" I slurred, barely able to keep up as she walked away from the living room. She turned back, her red hair glinting under the dim light. "Let's go in my room," she said, leading me down a dark hallway. I followed her, still trying to process how quickly things had escalated. Once we were in the bedroom, something snapped into place. Her face. It was different from before. The eyes were cold and calculating instead of warm and inviting. Panic surged through me as I realized this wasn't the same woman who'd approached us at the bar. My heart pounded like a drum against my chest. "I just need to use the bathroom one more time," I stuttered, trying to buy myself some time. She nodded, her expression unreadable. In the bathroom, I heard whispers behind the door. A man's voice answered hers in hushed tones. My mind raced with possibilities. Robbery? Kidnapping? What was she planning? I opened the window and jumped out, running as fast as I could through that backyard. The adrenaline pushed me forward. Every step felt like it might be my last. The next day, I returned to the house with a couple of friends, hoping to find answers or clues. But there was no one there, not even a car in sight. It was just an empty rental house, broken into by people who used it for that single night and then vanished without a trace. What were they planning? Why did she tell me a fake name? What happened in that room she wanted to lure me into? Can you imagine being caught up in something so bizarre and potentially dangerous? Would you have run to or stayed to find out more? If you enjoyed this story, hit the subscribe button. I've got many more chilling tales like this one waiting for you. Until next time. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and always keep an eye on your surroundings.